Welcome back to the Comic Book ASM Artist. Today we're going to be doing another comic book haul, and we're just going to get right into it and just hope you get relaxed or have some help with your sleep here. So the first one we got here is X-Men number 17. And last week I actually took the opportunity to get caught up on the entire X of Swords event. And it wasn't too bad. Some parts that were kind of weird. I guess I had in my head it was going to be more battle driven. They had a lot of like random events in it, like a dance contest and eating and just weird things, but it is what it is. The outcome was pretty good though. The winner made a lot of sense. So, but yeah, I'm looking at this here. This definitely has a very 90s feel to it. I mean, it's definitely not Jim Lee, but you can see the costumes here are even kind of more classic a little bit, unless they've somehow revamped them. But I remember the old Cyclops toy I had looked like that. That was the I want to say the X Factor outfit he had. So yeah, the art looks great in this. I look forward to seeing what happens. It's interesting to see where it's gonna go, I feel. And then they have like the X-Men Legends series coming out, so this might kind of prep for that. Yeah, I can see this stuff here looks very 90s to me. And I'm sure it does to you too if you're familiar with that time period of the X-Men. Alright, next we have Amazing Spider-Man number 58. And yeah, I got caught up on Spider-Man too. So we see in this issue here lots of Mr. Negative goons. So you can assume this is the return of Mr. Negative. And we can still see some stuff with Kindred here. I'm not going to go into details really and spoil much of that either. But I felt it was well worth it. Pretty good payoff. Kind of a bummer that the stuff was kind of well established. I was really hoping Kindred would be more of a background person in Peter's life. So, and that's all I'll really say about that. So, but once again, I did enjoy the story for sure. I could have done without the point, the .1 parts, which was pretty much like the other Spider people coming together to try to rescue Peter. Like those were just kind of filler books, I felt. But yeah, so this looks like the return of Mr. Negative here, and I think this is the arts by Mark Bagley here. I think he's doing. No, it's not Bagley. Oh, okay. The artist is Marcello Ferreira. So, looks pretty good though. And then I got the second printing of Spider-Man 55. I'm just going to try to keep my other copy as pristine as I can. So this is the red reprint variant, and then they're going to do a blue one too, a third printing. So I still need to try to get a copy of the he did a Venom cover like this, but it was exclusive to his store and it sold out like within minutes. So I missed out on that. And then they have the Carnage. I think it's just black and white, or I forget what it's called. I think it's red, black, and white or something. But whatever. There's a Carnage miniseries coming out where Gleason is doing one of these type of covers. Only the colors are inverted since it's Carnage. And I got Future State. This is Swamp Thing number 2. And this is the nice cardstock variant, which, as you know, they charge you an extra $1 for, but I'm okay with it. Like, I like having these nice pieces of art. And I just love the artwork in here, all the fine details here. This looks like whenever you, like, throw a plant under a microscope and you can see like all the cell wall and all that sort of stuff. So just really, really detailed, well done. And I'm actually behind on all the future state stuff. So I have the books. So I guess I'm going to be reacting more to just how I enjoy the visuals and stuff than the story at this point. I don't have anything to add. Just basically got caught up on my Marvel stuff the previous weeks. And now I'm going to get caught up on my DC stuff. So hopefully by the time we meet again for another haul, I will have been caught up on everything. But that's just kind of part of what happens when you subscribe to so many books. So, but yeah, from what I hear, this is also another Swamp Thing. It's not the same guy from the regular DC universe. So even he has been changed. Next we have Man-Bat #1. This is I think it's just a one-shot maybe. And this is the Kevin Nolan cover, which this alone is worth the price I paid for the book. And yeah, I'm not really too sure about the interiors or anything like that. I literally pre-ordered the book based on that cover. So I do like Man-Bat. You know, if grew up with the animated series, he was the first episode of Batman the Animated Series. So there's always a special chunk of nostalgia for that, you know. And yeah, so this looks promising. I don't know what's gonna happen in it, if this is kind of a continuation from current things, but this is by Sumit Kumar. Next we have Harley Quinn #4. Nice cover stock there, card stock. We see the shiny bits there. And yeah, I've just been loving these. The art design of this whole universe is just so unique, and it's just fun to look at, you know. And then this guy here, he's added an element of color, like a painterly quality to bits of it. You know, Sean Gordon Murphy, certainly you could see he was very heavy in the inks. And this guy does a lot with his colors, so that's what I'm noticing mainly about the difference between the two of them. But it's still, you know, established in the same type of costume design and things like that. Still like the same facial shapes, but yeah, he's certainly using color, I feel, more now as his main tool that he has. And this is by Matteo Scalera. Oh, and Dave Stewart too. So maybe, I know Dave Stewart's mainly known for coloring. So let's see. That's probably at the last page here. Yeah, no, Dave Stewart. For the back, it's not really giving Scalera much credit, except for with the variant cover there. See, it says Sean Murphy and Katana Collins did the story. Oh, yeah, never mind. It's art/variant cover, I was about to say. But yeah, Dave did the colors too, so. So then I got a couple unique things. This is a reprint, a very faithful reprint for the early days of Savage Dragon. I guess this was something that Eric Larson had made way back before the Image days. This was like his literal first working with the Savage Dragon. So it's kind of interesting. It's all black and white. The paper stock is more of a plain toothy sort of a thing, so it really just kind of conveys the independent comic that it was at the time. So I can kind of, appreciate that here. So, and it came out in 1982, it looks like. So, look forward to that. So, this is the first one, and this is a big guy here. So, it was $10 for this one. And then they did number 2 as well. So, and yeah, this one is smaller, but still it's black and white, same paper quality, all that good stuff. And it'll just kind of be fun to see where it comes from. I am hugely inspired by the work that all those image founders were able to do and the characters they created. So I'll certainly enjoy this and get to see, the roots of how it all started for the dragon. Next we have, oh yeah, I bought these for the variant covers. So this is the X-Men 17 I showed off, but this is the Alien variant cover here. So I'll pull it back a bit. Yeah, I'm just trying to get all of the Alien cover variants that I can. So, and then we got Wolverine number 9. Looks pretty similar to the confrontation with the Venom versus Alien cover. I'll just show off a little bit of the interiors, why not? So it looks like he's going up against Kingpin in this one, maybe. This might be an 80s story here. I know he's got the eye patch on there. I think that was more of an early days sort of thing. I think they called that I'm trying to remember. I want to say the patch days, but I think the patch thing was something else. Let me know down below if you know. I'm sure someone will let me know. But yeah, I know there was a period where he had the eye patch and this white coat and all this sort of stuff. Oh, we see Captain America's mask here too. Interesting. So yeah, I don't know much about it, but it certainly looks like some sort of reference to something here. Let's see. And then the art is by Adam Kubert. So, and from what I hear, the Wolverine book has been pretty good. So, and then here's the Daredevil variant, number 26. You see the alien there. And then I'll show off a few pages here too, but like I said, I bought these specifically for the cover. So, but yeah, we see here it looks like Daredevil is in prison, and I believe that Elektra is currently the active Deadpool on the streets. Yep, there she is here. So I know whenever she was initially first appeared in her Daredevil costume, there was a big deal about that. That looks crazy. So, very cool. And we have Future State Batman Superman number 1. This is the Arthur Adams variant cover. And then the art inside is by Ben Oliver. He typically does a lot of variant covers, and even this style is a bit different than his cover style. So I'm glad to see him doing some interiors, although this doesn't reflect his cover work, which is certainly more painterly. But it'll be fun to read this and just kind of see what he does with it. It still looks great here, see? But it's just a little bit different than his painted work, so. And we have Future State Superman of Metropolis number 2. And I love this cover. We see all these different Supermen, including the original one here with the tiny emblem. Cardstock, of course. Get some tapping in there for you. And yeah, it has his son as the main focus of this book here. He is the new Superman, which makes sense, you know. But yeah, from what I read, like these are from a different it's like a different possibility still. So it's not like they're saying this is the actual future of the current DC universe we're reading, but this is one of the other realities maybe. But I know that they like did away with the multiverse, but this is still something different than that, and I really can't explain a lot about it. But so it's like a possibly could be outcome, but it's not set in stone. So yeah, this is cool right here. Oh look, they've got blank faces, so maybe it's like some sort of training simulator or something, or based on the cover, him just kind of dealing with trying to measure up to Clark's legacy, I guess. And then I think, yeah, the back has different art here. Again, we have the Mr. Miracle series in the back, and I'm really curious as to why they decided to put it in this book, other than just, I know that they kind of combined a lot of stories, and they're just kind of consolidating things so there's not as many on the shelf. So that's really the only reason I can think of that they would include this in the Superman book. As I know they certainly don't interact a whole lot, that a lot of people are still kind of in the dark about Mr. Miracle. So next I got Future State Dark Detective #2. Another nice variant cover here. And I don't know who the cover's by, but it looks great. I'm sure it's by one of my preferred talents. And yeah, to my understanding, basically Bruce had some sort of public death and slipped away and is still operating as Batman, just kind of behind the lines, and even without interacting with the new Batman. That's how I understand it. I could be wrong. Like I said, I haven't read this yet, but that's just kind of what I'm picking up from the images here. Dan Mora's doing the art there. Yeah, so right here, multiverse has been saved from the brink of destruction. With victory comes new possibilities as the triumph of our heroes shake loose the very fabric of time and space. From the ashes of death metal comes a new life for the multiverse, and a glimpse into the unwritten worlds of tomorrow. So it's an interesting palette swap here. Bright colors there, the pink. And then there's a Red Hood short story in here. This is certainly a much brighter future here. Doesn't look grimy as is the other reality, typically with future films and stuff. I wonder if, let's see, okay. Yep, so the only other stories in there is that Red Hood one. Sometimes they'll put other stuff too. And then we have the next Batman, #3. And yeah, at this point, he is not operating within the law. He's at odds with the police here, or he hasn't really interacted with them, and he doesn't plan on starting. I think they have kind of a no superheroes policy, if I remember. So yeah, he's just engaging with them, it looks like there. And then let's see, then we have the Outsiders miniseries here. And what they've been doing too is they've been alternating the the backup stories between issues. So the previous one had a different story. I think it involved Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy and stuff. So they're flipping between, so it's like keeping you engaged. If you liked one backup story over the other, they're like, well, you got to get number 3. It's gonna skip number 2, so just to kind of keep you on your toes. So kind of a good idea. And then there is another backup story here, and this one focuses on the, I think they're reformed villains at this point. So we have, like, I think the Arkham Knight is the main point of reference here. Yeah. So she's got like a SWAT team comprised of a lot of Batman's old rogues gallery. And yeah, they're just trying to restore things to a more orderly fashion, I guess. Next we have Future State Superman versus Imperius Lex, number 1. And this is one I've been looking forward to reading. I think this is honestly probably, like I said, a pretty big reference to what was set up initially when they did Superman Rebirth, because they certainly talked about Lex Luthor becoming a king at some point and all this sort of stuff. So, and then we see a much more aged Clark there, which of course makes sense. And this is all drawn by Steve Pugh, or it's P-U, I believe that's what Nick had told me in a previous video in the comments when I had been showing off his Invaders miniseries way back when. So yeah, I don't know much about it. It looks like he's got a mask or something on here. So I did notice that. I don't know if that's intentional. And there's no secondary backup in there. And I got the reprint of Morbius's first appearance here, which my first interaction with the character was actually on the animated series on Fox when all this happened with the 6 arms and all that. So yeah, I love these facsimiles because you're able to literally experience the book as it was represented when it was released, with the ads and the letter columns and everything. So, because chances are, if you own this book, you're not pulling out of your box and reading it. You've either got it slabbed or, just trying to keep it pristine. So, that's what I love about it. So, and then the back, see, there's the letters column here. Random ads. So yeah, it's just great. So I highly recommend these. Keep your eyes peeled. They've been doing quite a few of them. Next is the Batman The Adventures Continue. This is number 8. Like the cover here, which again looks like someone painted that one. And I did leaf through this a little bit. And like I said, none of these I've read yet, but this one, it certainly seemed like it was more of a Christmas story. Yeah, Secret Santa. So, we're in February now. I think this came out on the shelf maybe this week or last week. Either way, it's still, the timing didn't quite hit Christmas. So when that happens, then I'm always pulled a little bit out of the story, so that's kind of the danger of writing something that's a very on-the-nose holiday book. If it's not timed right in that period, and then it can really become a distraction. So I still look forward to reading it, but like I said, that's just something that kind of pulls me out of it. And I'm not sure if this series is continuing. I know it's supposed to be 6 issues way back when. And I know they've got like the toys, and they showed like the vampire Batman and stuff like that. So I think they're still going to tell that story maybe, but I don't know. So, and I got Jenica 2, number 4. And so, yeah, this just continues her adventures kind of solo. And she is dealing with these unstable, just kind of grotesque, not normal mutants, as much as that makes sense. So a lot of them are just, they're kind of just raging out, more or less. So there's issues with them just kind of tearing things apart and being a danger among the other mutants. And she had found them in like a underground subway station, and there's tons of them down there. So it looks like she has come out of that, but at this point I think she's kind of coming to terms with what the solution, if there is a solution to that. So that I think she's still dealing with some of the trauma of that, as you can see from the nightmare and all that. And we have Inkblot, which, as I said before, this was just a random book that showed up in my box. And I said, well, I like cats, why not? So, just kind of a light-hearted sort of story where this cat just kind of opens up rifts and goes through time and just kind of sees random different things. I haven't picked up on much as far as like a high stakes game with it or anything. It's more or less the cat will show up in a certain time period and people will just kind of overreact accordingly. So, but I feel like it probably will go somewhere, but to me where it's going isn't quite clear. I know they have said that it's a demon, but I don't know if that was just, kind of traditional speak. Anything that possesses any sort of supernatural attribute is typically looked at as a witch or a demon, or, so hard to say. Then I got Spawn 314. This is the Greg Capullo McFarlane jam piece here. So McFarlane inked over Capullo Spawn here. And they're doing a series of these covers. So then we see Monolith. He is a newer Spawn character. I believe he premiered a couple issues back. And he's just kind of a big old monstrosity here. So it looks like they're on a little peaceful island. So that's nice. And let's see. Oh, what's in the back? So they're talking about, they're doing, I guess there's just the previous one. Yeah, the previous one showing how they made the other cover there and the stages. So, and then some words from Greg. So pretty cool. I'll be able to look at that and just kind of see what's going on with it. So yeah, right now there's just a bunch of different spawns. I think they're just kind of having a war amongst themselves. So, and then this is the other variant cover here. And yeah, this guy, he's done a few of the covers. It just looks great, with the sword and the little halo and stuff there. I forget the artist on the variant cover. Let's see if it'll say. Let's see. Art. No. Is it Tauntaun Revolver, maybe? Or that could be Francisco Mattina. It certainly looks like his work, but I could have sworn there was another guy, too. Huh. And it looks like this was a nod to Capullo's work, too. Yeah, so I guess this one is this one is Francisco too. I could have sworn that because this cover, the Christmas one also, was by the same guy, and I didn't think that it was Francisco Mattina. I thought it was another person. And then I was able to find the cover I wanted of this, which is actually showing all of the creative talent that has worked on Spawn through the years. So pretty cool. This is a nod to the Spider-Man cover where they did this. I think that was Spider-Man 700 maybe, I forget. But yeah, pretty cool. You got some smaller ones there. There's Matt Banning, as I had mentioned on the previous Darkness video. And I had gotten some other random pops and stuff, but they're kind of put away and not obtainable at the second. But the last thing I want to show, but I'm not going to go into detail. This is going to have its own video. This book has just come out here. This is the DC Comics art of Lee Bermejo. And you guys know how much I love Lee's work. So, super excited to have this. And it's still in the wrap here, too. It's only a $50 book. Like I said, it just came out. I'm going to be doing a future video just devoted to this. I haven't even cracked the plastic all the way. Just kind of got it started so we can do a satisfying peel off of the whole thing. And I'll react to it with you all together. So that'll probably be my next Saturday video. So make sure to stick around for that. But that's going to do it for now. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. Share this thing out. Participate in the Deadmau5 Funko Pop giveaway. There is a link to the video that you click on and watch there. You just basically have to be a U.S. resident and comment on that video and be subscribed. And I think I'm doing the drawing for that on the next comic haul video as well. So that's going to do it. So as always, you all have a super slumber. Thanks. Bye.